So a color gamut, right, is the range of color that I can get out of a specific type of color defined by the color profile. If I look at color profiling, here's my gamut range. Okay, so when we're talking sRGB, this is the whole entire visible spectrum of color that I can see with my eyes. My eyes have 3 cones in them, not to get too like anatomically weird on you, but there's 3 cones inside your eyes that are both, that pick up red, and they pick up green, and they pick up blue. Okay, so because you're visualizing light, we only see color because we see light reflecting off it. So here's our, and it comes in the form of wave, you know, Einstein equals mc squared. Right, so this is our visual spectrum of light. It happens to be this kind of like horseshoe kind of looking parabola on the graph when we're graphing that out. Now, the encompassed range that I can see or I can reproduce of the visible spectrum or range is defined by then each one of these pieces. So we, as architects and designers, and most software for that matter that we come with, is in an sRGB color space, which you see our line here. Right, and when we get to the blues and purple ranges, we kind of drop off. So this is a pain for us in architecture and interior design, insofar that most of our materials, like our concrete, our window colors, right, are all in that kind of spectrum range. So that's why this is so important, because we're in a scenario where when I print, I'm always printing something that has like some weird blue compensation tone in it, which you'll find that I get very annoyed with. And it's hard to manage this. So that's why it's hard to manage. So I expect it to be kind of off. And again, this is almost so technical that you'll just need to know it and know it exists and then move on. Now, why is the Mac computer screens so much better than a PC screen? Well, because their visible spectrum range is in this kind of pro photo. So here's your retina display, right? So what you can see on your computer screen is not exactly what's going to print even the Mac paper. So we look at CMYK, where we end up. So here's your Mac at Pro Photo. That's your screen you're looking at right now. And it comes all the way down to here, where I'm printing, and then I look at this horseshoe range, right? That's RGB there. Here's my print range, right? So I can't always recreate what is actually visualized on the computer. So it's great for design to have these awesome screens, but at the end of the day, you'll never, ever, ever, ever be able to recreate that in print form. And unfortunately, our world as designers is still a printed form. Problem with spending all that money on a heavy-duty computer screen. So that's a color gamut. Now I can view that warning symbol, so I have this image, right? And if it's, I think I pretty much set this up so the gamut warning is pretty good on it. But I can also view this in Photoshop and see what colors do I have that aren't actually going to get printed correctly. So I can go to the view, and I have this thing called proof setup. So I typically, even though I'm in an sRGB color space on the image itself, which I want to be, I set up always a proof setup to be a working CMYK. Okay? And then I can do proof colors. And I turn that on, so now it's on, so it's saying, okay, now, and I don't think you'll see it because the resolution, right, we're emitting light, trying to work with something, so the color that I see on my screen is definitely not calibrated to that projector. Even though it's HDMI, right, it's actually darker. So the proof, and this might not work. And then I can also set up gamut warning. So my gamut warning, so what did happen, right, if I look, is those images turn gray, and I should be able to get my gamut warning to set up a little different color. So if I zoom in on my gamut warning area, zoom in all the way over there, right, we see that happen. So if I turn off the gamut warning, right, that does not go gray anymore. So inside that, those particular color within that pixel data are not going to print the color that I see in the image. The printer, it's basically telling me the printer will not recreate that color. So what is color in Photoshop? So to create a new color, you'll see I have this set amount of swatches, If I go to my window and I look at color, right? Basically, because we're in the RGB color working space, I have